Right, from food to fashion, guest co-host today is helping to, well, literally reshape global perceptions of Arab fashion, culture and identity. Please welcome our guest co-host today, Manuel Arnaud, the head of editorial content at Vogue Arabia. Manuel, thanks so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Kind of you to take time out of a busy old season at the moment. We'll get onto the season shortly, but let's talk about you first as well. Because, you know, you're a man, as we just mentioned there, who's helping to reshape the understanding of fashion here in the region, not just Dubai fashion, not just UAE fashion, but Arab fashion and its perception, recognised by your peers as the fashion journalist of the year at the recent EMIGALA Awards. I mean, A, what's that mean for you, and B, what's that mean for the region?
Well, thank you very much. You know that it's actually quite crazy because I just noticed the other day that I've been in Dubai for exactly 10 years. So to receive this award in a moment where I'm celebrating 10 years in the UAE, it's really special for me in a more personal way. I have to say, this looks like kind of like of a PR thing, that I don't do anything on my own, and but really the award is really for my team that really works super hard with me every day. People do feel that sometimes people think that fashion is not a real work, you know, the real job. They think that we are just like prancing around, going from event to event and, you know, just dealing with clothes and putting clothes together. But it's so much more than that. It's a billion-dollar industry that really requires tremendous amount of work. And especially at Vogue, we are very serious about the journalism that we do. Where we talk about fashion, of course, and about trends, but about so many other things in so many different platforms that are not just a print magazine. And this requires hours and hours of work and a lot of effort. So being recognized, of course, that it's amazing, but like I said, it's really an award that I have to share with the rest of the team.
But in terms of what it means to fashion here in the region as well, and getting that recognition from an international team, I mean, we talked about the showcasing of Arab fashion. As Arab fashion, where is Arab fashion at now in a global international perspective?
Listen, Arab fashion was always there. If you see at all the big red carpets, there are always Arab designers present. You have always Elisa, Zuhair Murad, Nicola Gibran, all of the big names. What you are starting to have that you didn't have before is a diversity in terms of the talents and of the range of what is being offered. Modest fashion now became a global phenomenon. You have also young designers in the UAE and Saudi Arabia doing streetwear. So before it was everything kind of like related to red carpet and very glitzy, and now you can offer like a full range of styles, of products that really also are a representation of the diversity of the place where we live in. So fashion and society are always hand in hand. And I think that the moment that we are going now through in Arab fashion, where there's a little bit of everything for everyone, just represents of how diverse and rich our society is.
Manuel, you spoke about the region also growing now, and people are recognizing the Arab fashion. But how are we recognizing the people that are going into modeling, like from Saudi, from the UAE, and young designers that are coming from this region? How are we championing them up, and not only in the Arab world, but also in the global market?
Yeah. I have to tell you one thing. I've been editing this magazine for almost 10 years, and we've done the first ever cover with a veiled model. And I remember this was maybe like 8 years ago. This was something that was, unfortunately, almost scandalous. People were like, oh my God, a veiled model on the cover of Vogue, which for me was natural because it's Vogue Arabia at the end of the day. But even locally, I didn't feel that the market was connected to how the market the magazines and the audience, to how women really dress, you know. So what I think is that once again now there's this diversity and definitely that the market is changing, and it's really great to see all these young designers also creating new styles and evolving and experimenting, and to be free at the end of the day. Fashion is about self-expression, and it's amazing that these designers can express who they are and are not so restricted with social rules that also allow them to now to be more flexible.
Manuel, I just want to go back to you saying how you celebrated your 10th anniversary here in the UAE. Congratulations. And
let's
on the
not do the
award as well.
mathematic to know my age, please.
But I just want to, since you mentioned that you came here and found a place for you here in the UAE,
Yeah.
and we've been talking about Arab fashion going out into the world. Let's talk about the world coming into the UAE. How do you feel about international people or people from different parts of the world finding their voice, finding their platform here in the UAE, which you have already done?
Listen, the government has been actually amazing in helping brands, creatives, and like all sorts of professionals in the creative fields to establish themselves in the UAE. For instance, with all the visas that are now being given to artists and to designers. So really, the UAE, I think that had like leading work in terms of embracing people from all over the world, especially in the creative fields. And then let's also not forget that the economy is booming. So if there's money, there's fashion and there's consumption. And it's very important that people are actually spending money in fashion. I always give this example. If you go to Dubai Mall, I think that's something that doesn't exist in any other part of the world. The amount of people shopping and buying and walking through the mall. And this just creates a very healthy ecosystem where fashion can flourish.
I think you made a really good point a little bit earlier on about the melting pot of nationalities, the diversity of nationalities that call this city home. I know we have that in other parts of the world, but bringing so many different people, so many different ideas, so many different fashions in one place. And obviously that's going to create an exciting hub for fashion, that global aspirational fashion that everyone's aspiring to. How do you marry that with respecting the past and the sort of cultural appropriateness of the region as well?
I think that there are moments on people's lives for everything. So let's say during Ramadan, maybe it's a moment where modest fashion really can kind of like flourish, and there's a lot of creations and collections that are made for that moment. But there's also a moment where people from here go on holiday. So there's also swimwear, although you don't see it in public, but people also consume. And then there's maybe a red carpet or a wedding that there's where people also wear gowns. So there's a little bit of everything. What I really think that it's quite unique here and that I'm really proud of, it's that although people, of course, they love the international brands, and it's a market that is very brand-led still, but also it's a market where people are also very proud to wear things that are made in Arabia and by Arab designers. And this is something also, a work that we try to do with Vogue Arabia, to really, really tell people to buy locally, to buy local brands, because it's really it's that extra spice that can make your wardrobe different from anywhere else in the world, you know? You can buy, of course, the big brands in Paris or in Milan, but what makes you special is that you live in this part of the world and you can help to celebrate the local brands, and that's really important, and once again it's at the base of all the work that we do at Vogue.
Well, Manuel, we're really excited to have you with us because we can't wait to delve deeper into the fashion world, because next up we'll be finding out what it takes to grow a local fashion label. See you after the break.